Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here and haven't seen any of my videos, then welcome. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Halloween water decal nail art from Amazon. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how to use it and give you guys some good ideas for Halloween nails. So the first nail we're going to start off with is a white base, and then I'm going to use one of the stickers to create like a dripping nail. So I'll show you guys in a second, but basically you're gonna paint the nail white and you're gonna do 2 coats, and then I'm gonna take this part of the nail decal card and cut off just like the dripping goop at the top, and we are gonna drop it in some water. So I'll tell you guys exactly how these work. These are not stickers that you can just peel. These actually have to be activated by water. So you just cut out whatever design you want and then drop it in a little bowl of water for literally about only 10 to 15 seconds. It doesn't take any longer than that for the design to lift off the card. I just make sure it's fully submerged. I just grab a pair of tweezers and then make sure to grab the design out of the water, but I usually try to grab the very corner or edge of the card where I know there isn't a lot of design, just because it's very delicate once it actually lifts off the card. So I just want to make sure that I don't ruin it. But as you can see, it's still stuck to the white card, but if I just slide my finger over it, it slips right off the card and it's basically on like a transparent film. And so that is exactly what you want in order to transfer it to your nail. So I just grab my pair of tweezers and try to pick it up as gently as possible. And you can dab the excess water off on the back of your hand. So I usually just do it like this, just to make sure it's as dry as possible before actually putting it on my nail, because I find it's a bit easier and doesn't slide around as much. So I think I want this design to have the drip coming from the cuticle area of my nail. So you just place it down gently and then try to press the rest of it with your tweezers. If your polish is dry, you can also just use your finger to make sure there's no air bubbles, but that is what the first nail looks like. There's no top coat on there yet, but just showing you guys the designs. The second design we're gonna do is a pumpkin, so I'm gonna paint my nails with this burnt orange color from Lights Lacquer and then cut out this little jack-o'-lantern face. And we're gonna do the exact same thing. So you're just gonna take it and drop it in some water and then wait for it to be transferred to your nail. There's so many different designs that you can do with these nail art decals. They're called water decals and you can order them on Amazon. Not only do they come for Halloween, but you can get them for Christmas or Valentine's Day or summer or spring or whatever nail art designs you want. There's so many varieties on Amazon and I will link them down below. The one thing I would keep an eye out on is because most of these designs are on like a transparent film, just be mindful of what color you are painting your nail before you actually apply the design, because if you're going to apply white nail polish and then put like a white snowflake on top of it, you probably won't be able to see it unless there's a black outline around it. But I have had that with a few nail decals in the past where it's kind of hard to see the design. So just make sure you wear the right color under your design and then it should be good to go. So here is my little evil pumpkin nail. As you can see, because my polish is dry, I can actually use my finger to flatten out the decal. And then once you get a top coat over it, it just seals everything in and all looks like one layer. Something I really like about these water decals is they are not as thick as a nail sticker, so you can't actually see the bump where the sticker sits on your nail. It's very flat and just kind of melts into your polish, and so it's a lot more seamless than a nail sticker. So the next one we're doing, we are going to layer a bunch of different polishes. So the first I'm going in with is 2 layers of this dark green color from Lights Lacquer. And then after that, we are going to use another one of their polishes that has some glitter and sort of like an iridescence to it, just to make it look a little more spooky. And that's this color called Frog Prince by Lights Lacquer. And we're going to go right over the dark green with this glitter, and it should be totally fine to apply a decal on top of this glitter as well. I did do 2 coats of the glitter just because I felt like it wasn't super visible the first time around, and I wanted it to be a little bit more sparkly. So on this nail, I decided to go with a skull, and it's because the skull decal is actually more white, and I wanted it to be on a darker polish to make it pop. So this is just one of the cards that actually came in the Amazon order. You basically get like 20 to 50 of these cards that all have little designs on them, and you don't just have to put one design on a nail. You guys can layer them, you guys can cover your whole nail in them if you want to, but they do come with a lot, and they're extremely cheap for what you get, and so it's a really great way to have like fun and more detailed nails without spending so much at a salon. It does take a bit of practice to apply these decals because they are so thin and flimsy, and sometimes you can get air bubbles trapped underneath them. So what I would recommend is to order a pack and then maybe practice with a few that you probably think you're not going to use or that you don't like very much, and then save the ones that you really do want to use on your nails for when you've had a chance to play around with them a little bit. I'm also still just learning how to use them properly, and so I have had a few of them have air trapped under there, and it's just something you learn with experience. The next nail we're doing is going to be a vampire themed nail. So for this one, the base of my nail is going to be this gray, like slate kind of color. And I'm going to do 2 coats of this and then cut out basically like a mouth with a pair of vampire fangs, which I thought really complemented the gray color. And I have to say this one turned out super cute, but as you can see, this is another nail card that has more designs on it. There's little happy Halloweens and cats and spooky trees, and all the cards are extremely different, so you can be as creative as you want. If you cut out the decal before removing the plastic, just make sure you remove the plastic before actually dropping it into the water. You're going to see in a second that this design that I dropped into the bowl actually lifted from the card because I accidentally dropped it back in the water, and that is not a big deal. If that happens to you, it'll just start floating in water. Just make sure it doesn't fold over on itself, and you can just grab it and dry it off on the back of your hand. So the last design that I'm going to do is actually not using these water decals. I wanted to throw one design in here that you could do on your own at home if you decide not to purchase these water decals. And so I'm going to show you how to do a really easy ghost manicure. So I'll show you on my thumb, but basically what you're going to do is just use some white nail polish and have a clean fresh nail, and you're going to take just the brush on the edge of your nail and just make like a very uneven squiggled line. So you're gonna have one bump that goes up and then curves back down. So you're basically making like a wave at the edge of your nail. It doesn't need to be perfect. They don't all need to look the same, but I'll show you in a second how you can make this look like a really cute ghost on the edge of your nail. So what I did was just make a bump, and then on the right side of my nail I'm just gonna bring it up a little bit along the edge to make it look like the arm of a little ghost, but you can make the shape however you want. You'll see in a second why they will all end up looking like ghosts even if your edge is not perfect. So you can either use a toothpick or a bobby pin with black polish, or you can use one of these art pen brushes. This one's by Kiss and I will link it down below, but you're basically just going to make 3 dots. So one is going to be the right eye, one is going to be the left eye of the ghost, and then a more oval looking dot is going to be his mouth, and that's really it. It's the easiest Halloween nail you will ever do at home. There's not much to it, and again, no matter what the shape of that white tip looks like at the end of your nail, I promise you it will always look like a ghost once you add the eyes and the mouth on it. So with all of these, you just want to go over it with a top coat at the very end to seal it in. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that it was informative and it helps you do some DIY nails at home. If you guys learned something from this video, then please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, then please subscribe to my channel. If you guys want to see any specific manicures or you have questions about doing nails at home, please leave them down in the comments below because I read all of my comments. With all of that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!